Hello neighbor, this is Kurt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Thule WingBar Evo roof rack and see how it interacts with our 2024 Ford Edge. Now if you've gone ahead and decided to go with the WingBar Evo roof rack and you've got some experiences with it to share, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story and pass it on to our other neighbors in order to help them make the best decision for themselves. So when you're going on a trip and you've got a lot of extra cargo, whether it's luggage or equipment or otherwise, and having it in the vehicle just isn't really the best option, a roof rack is an excellent way to be able to transport those items. In fact, most people prefer a roof rack over a hitch cargo carrier simply because they're a little more, everything's a little more out of the way, and you don't have to really worry about anything like the parallel parking or backing into spaces like you do with a hitch carrier. You also tend to get, some better weight capacities on things up here and a variety of different things like bike racks, like kayak carriers, roof boxes, awnings, all sorts of things that could go up on a roof rack. And the WingBar Evo is an excellent system from a really renowned name of Thule. This particular set is going to give us a 53-inch bar space for us to be able to put our accessories on. Our accessories can go on either the clamp style, or you can access the T-track right through the end cap here for any of those T-slotted accessories that you might own as well. And being that it's a 53-inch bar space, it really keeps it kind of out of the way while still giving us more bar space than what a flush roof rack system would. Now let's go ahead and get up on the roof. We'll take a few measurements and see exactly how this fits on our Ford Edge. Now, being that this is a naked roof, meaning it has no rails for the crossbars to attach to, Thule is very specific about where these get placed, as you'll see very shortly as we show you how these were installed. So let's go ahead and take a look at what kind of bar space this is going to provide. So from the center of our T-track to the center of the one in front, we're right at 29.5 inches, and honestly for me that's perfect. Most rooftop accessories require a crossbar spread between 26 and 32 inches. This falls right in between, so I'm not worried about finding accessories that are going to fit up on my crossbars here. Now, the other thing that we do want to look at is just how much height this is going to add to the vehicle. So from our roof to the top of the bar, we're adding another 4¼ inches to the height of our vehicle. And let's go ahead and check what kind of clearance we have underneath, which is going to be just a hair under 3 inches. And at a hair under 3 inches, this is actually going to be barely above our shark fin antenna in the back. So any accessories that we mount on this would go on top. So that's telling me that I'm not going to really have to worry about clearance with my accessories on that shark fin so much. Depending on what I put up here and how big it is though, you may end up with issues with the lift gate only because on the edge, the crease of the lift gate comes so much forward in the vehicle itself. So this is an overhanging crossbar, meaning it doesn't just dead end in the towers here, which is why we get a bit more bar space. But one of the things that some people do worry about with an overhanging bar is they get worried a little bit about hitting their head getting in and out of the vehicle. So while the edge of the bar does overhang the top of our door seam here, it does not overhang the threshold down here at the bottom. So what that means is as I'm getting in and out of here, because I'm swinging my legs out so far to stand up, I'm really not in any danger of this hitting my head. Now, there might be some certain accessories that you would put up here, like maybe a J-style kayak carrier or something where you get a little more overhang. In those cases, yeah, you'd want to watch your head, but the crossbars themselves, I'm not terribly worried about as far as contact getting in and out. So the installation of these crossbars is actually fairly simple, so follow along. We'll show you exactly how we got this on the roof of our Ford Edge. Now, as we begin our installation, it is important to double check your instructions because it will give us specifications on how far apart our towers are going to be on the crossbar, as well as where on the roof the crossbars should be placed. So first and foremost, what they ask for on the rear bar is that the spread is going to be 46.5 inches. So there's this little scale here that we find that we could slide back and forth. And numerically, we're just going to set that right at that 46.5, and that's going to be our marker for how far in we're going to end up putting our tower. It's also important to note that the front set of bars and the back set of bars have different numbers on your claws or your grabbers here. Each foot pad is also going to have its own mark too. So what we're installing now is going to be the tower for the driver's side in the rear. That called for foot pad 186. So we're going to go ahead and put that on our tower right now. It's just going to fit around this section right here. And very often, just to get it flush, you kind of want to work it around the edges a little bit. And we just want to make sure it's on there good and secure. So the next thing we'll do is, with our end cap removed from the crossbar, we're going to go ahead and fit this T-slot into this section right here, and we're going to butt it right up against where we've got it marked without pushing this back or moving it any. So the open end of the tower, this end of the tower should be facing out, and we're just going to work this on just like this. I am going to hold this tab in place so we don't lose our measurement. And once we've got it on there, we could go ahead and replace our end cap. Now at this point, we're going to install our claw here. And what we'll do is we'll feed it right through this slot. And we're going to hear a click just like that. And now our claw is in place and we are ready to get this set up on the roof. Now, when we are installing this, we do want to make sure that the wider part of the bar is facing the front and the narrower part is facing behind. And we're going to have both of our doors open because these do need to go through the door. And we're just going to kind of get up here and get a little leverage just to make sure that our claws aren't, bumping around up here on the roof or scratching anything. We just want to do this as gently as we can. And there we go, just like that. Now that they're up here, we're going to take some measurements to see exactly where they need to be placed. Now, as far as bar placement goes, you are going to have to install your front bar first. It is important to note that it has a different spread to it. It's 50.5 inches tower to tower instead of the 46.5 that was on the back bar. And where you're going to need to place it is from the edge of your windshield glass here to the front of the tower, should be 9.25 inches. And you want to take that measurement on both sides. That way we can guarantee that our bars are going to be parallel to each other if we're equal measurement on passenger and driver's side. Now, from the front of this bar to the front of your second bar should measure 29.5 inches. That you also want to double check on both sides to make sure that they're going to be perfectly parallel. But once you have that done, you can go ahead and take your included Thule torquing tool. And right through here, you're going to find a hex bolt. And we're just going to make maybe 3 or 4 turns on this side. Just kind of get it there until it's snug. And once it's just a little snug, not tight, we're going to go ahead over to the other side and do the same thing. And what I want to do is, as I'm tightening it down, I'm doing a little bit over here, a little bit over there. I don't want to tighten one side down completely because I don't want to knock the other side off of its setting. So we're just going to incrementally get things tightened down until it's time to torque them. Now after we've got both of them, pretty tight, we just want to keep tightening them down until we hear a pop come out of our tool. Just like that. Now once you get that on both sides, it's torqued down to spec. These aren't going anywhere because not only does it tighten down our claw here to the vehicle, it also tightens our bar to the towers, so this won't be shifting back and forth either. Now all we have to do is put on our tower covers. So here we have our tower cover, and one of the things you may notice is that it doesn't have its own metal key core. It's got this kind of plastic piece here that you can lock and unlock with a flathead. That's what the Thule crossbars are going to come with out of the box. However, Thule utilizes what they call their one-key system. You can purchase metal lock cores for all of your towers, and you can get them key-alike to your other Thule accessories, and those are available right here at etrailer.com. First, though, we're just going to put this on as is. We're going to put the tabs up here in the slots, click it down, and then we're going to use our flathead to lock it in place. And that's really it for our installation of the Thule WingBar Evo Roof Rack on our 2024 Ford Edge. I'm Kurt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.